Hi and welcome back. Today is the first part in the fashion app demo series. If you watched the intro, I think last week now, you'll see that this app is a demo to show off some large language model GPT type functionality. So today is the first part in the series of how to actually build this app for yourself. Today we're just going to be creating a Azure Static Web App, which is where we're going to house the content. It's going to hold the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript, and we're going to link that to a GitHub repository. This is the mechanism by which we deploy code to these static web apps. It's not like the old days where you would have a web server and you FTP stuff into it. This is designed around the sort of agile modern process way of doing things. You don't have to work in an agile way. You can just use GitHub as the a kind of version control. You put your stuff into GitHub, you commit it, the build process kicks off using GitHub Actions and copies the stuff over automatically. So behind the scenes it kind of is still FTPing or whatever the technology is, but from your perspective it just magically gets copied in the background and appears on the web app. So with that we'll get started. This should be a fairly quick demo today. We're just going to create the app, put a landing page there, and then in the next part we're going to talk about the authentication. So thanks very much, enjoy. So first we're going to create the repository. For this we're going into GitHub and just hit the new repository button and then give your repository a name and a description. And I usually like to add a README file as well, which I kind of convert into the documentation for the repo later. Then click create the repository. And then next we're going to clone that code down onto the machine. And for this I'm just going to use GitHub Desktop. It's the sort of most straightforward way of doing it. But if you prefer the command line, then please go ahead and do that. Here we're just going to choose where to put it and hit clone. Then that goes through the process of copying the files down, which we'll come back to later. So next, you'll have created a resource group for this. We're going to add a static web app, so search for that and then click on the create button. And then just check that it's the right resource group. Give your web app a name. This name is only for use within the Azure portal, so it doesn't affect the website at all. Click on standard. We need to use the standard plan for this because we're using authentication later on. But it's not hugely expensive, so don't worry too much about that. And then we're going to hook it up to the Git repository. So choose your Git account. If you haven't already linked it, then it will run you through that linking. Then choose the repository and just the main branch. As you get more advanced with this stuff, you might use different branching strategies and that kind of a thing. But for now, we're just going to dump things into main and then copy them onto the website. So once that's done, you'll see your URL there. If you click on that, you come to this default landing page because you've not uploaded any content yet. So the next thing we're going to do is create an index.html file. I'm using VS Code here, but use whatever your preference is. So inside that, I'm just going to create the most basic web page with the title and a body saying hello world. For now, this is literally just a landing page to show that we've got a working website. Later on, we're going to fill this with content for the actual fashion app demo. So then save that and go back into your Git desktop, commit the changes and push origin. And behind the scenes, there's a file that's been created to tell GitHub to do a GitHub action and copy those files. And here we can see that action running. I've sped this up. It took about 21 seconds, I think. And behind the scenes, that's copying the files into the web directory. So if we then go back and refresh the page, we can now see hello world is displayed and the title. Okay, as I said, that was a very short one. We've now got the app created, we've got some code in there, and we're able to put things into the GitHub repository, push that into the repo and have it copied. So next time we're going to look at the B2C aspect of this, where users can sign up to the web page, get a user ID. They can either do that with email and password, or they can do that with their existing Microsoft account. If you want to, you can also enable Facebook or Google or some other social ID. And then once we're able to do that, we're going to move on to the actual fun, interesting bits of the project, which is going to be the machine learning. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much.